friends, hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Welcome back to yet another video of the Football Mania to bring you all the latest news and exciting content from the football world. Once again, Arsenal were in action. This time, the start of 2023 was always going to be significant. The reason being, they were playing Newcastle United, one of the top four teams in this year's Premier League. And let's be honest, I was expecting a very close contest because the best defensively drilled team is taking on the best attack in the league, and it was always going to be a case where both teams would cancel each other out because in the end it was a stalemate. It ended nil-nil and 1 point shared. And in the balance of play, I would like to just say that this match was all about very fine margins. And there were some dubious calls, but anyway, talking about the first half, I was expecting Arsenal to be on the front foot. And guess what? Within the first 5 minutes, they had five shots or attempts on target. And definitely that was an indication that Arsenal are going for the jugular. And even in spite of dominating position, in spite of penetrating through the midfield of Newcastle, Arsenal were not able to take their chances. There were a couple of half chances, I must say. Martin Odegaard and Gabriel Martinelli were running riot in the first half. There were instances where we saw Bukayo Saka being isolated 1v1 against the Newcastle defender, and somehow I just don't understand why are people so angry about this result, because at the end of the day we knew that if we can extend that lead over Manchester City, anything is possible. And during that first half, I must say that Newcastle United rode their luck. At times they were a bit cautious about their own play, and they were not able to create many chances. There were some close calls even for penalty, but they were waved on by the referee. And Mikel Arteta was very animated in the touchline. I'm not even joking. And there were occasions where he was talking to the fourth official. There were some silly fouls, and it was all start and stop. And the referee was sometimes not able to control the flow of the match. He was not, allowing the match to continue, and that was evident in the second half. You know, Arsenal obviously, when Mikel Arteta is, kind of angry, he, laments and he just puts it out on the players. And whatever he said at halftime, I don't know, but it worked wonders. Arsenal were going at least 10 to 15 yards higher up the pitch. They were pressing Newcastle, but I have to say that Eddie Howe's men have a very solid defensive structure. Kieran Trippier is just outstanding as a right back. Even with Sven Botman and Dan Burn, I feel that this Newcastle team has a very strong foundation. And talking about the key players in the midfield, Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Willock, and Sean Longstaff had their work cut out against Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. And that meant that even though three players are kind of holding players, that meant that Odegaard was getting into those half spaces. He was trying to link up with Bukayo Saka as well as Eddie Nketiah. However, that did not happen much. There were moments in that second half where Arteta could have been more proactive in terms of his substitutions, because he just made a like change. He brought off Ben White and then he put on Takehiro Tomiyasu, which is a standard replacement. And also, I just don't understand why you are not giving chances to Fabio Vieira and Marquinhos, because they were your signings. You put them on the bench with some trust, and they have repaid your trust whenever they have been called upon to action. And I just don't understand, why are you making a defensive change? This is a match where Arsenal had to get those 3 points in order to keep the pressure on Manchester City, because even if Arsenal are 8 points clear right now, there is always a danger of Manchester City closing the gap, because in a blink of a moment they can get on a 10 match winning run. and that would pile up the pressure on Arsenal. Towards the end of the match, I'd like to talk about referees, but I don't understand why there is no consistency in decision making. There was an instance in the second half where Gabriel Magalhaes' shirt was pulled off by Dan Burn. That was not even looked by VAR. That was a blatant foul inside the penalty box, and it was 100% a penalty. Talking about the incident in the 96th minute of the match, yes, my friends, that is how frantically it finished. Newcastle United's player was, trying to tackle Granit Xhaka, and during that momentum, he kind of lifted his hands and actually it hit near his shoulder. It could have been clearly gone to VAR, and the referee just waved off. I just don't understand what is up with these referees. What is there inside their psyche that they are so afraid to go and take the monitor for themselves? And VAR did not even maybe even go through it. Referee just said play on, and then the match just went into the few final seconds, and it was a nil-nil. I would say that Arsenal were kind of robbed in this match because there were two clear penalty decisions which were going against Arsenal. And if you ask me if Arsenal deserved to win, I would say no, because they were just not clinical in front of goal. Yes, the tiki-taka sideways backwards passing is all fine, but if you are not able to penetrate through the defensive back line of the opposition, you are not going to do anything with that kind of possession. Credit to Eddie Howe and credit to Newcastle United because their fans were outstanding. Atmosphere at the stadium was just incredible, and there is something about this nil-nil results which kind of excites me because as a football neutral, I am enjoying the match because it is so cagey, it is so tight, and it is all about who is going to seize the moment and make the crucial breakthrough. But in this occasion, as I was favoring Arsenal, I was a bit disappointed because they could have tried better. They could have, you know, tried a different tactic to, hurt Newcastle in terms of putting in those vicious crosses, and having a target man also helps. In this case, Eddie Nketiah is not that proper target man that you can, expect to score goals. However, Eddie Nketiah is also running his socks off. He has been simply brilliant in the last three matches. And I just feel that this Arsenal team can still win the title. Yes, there is still a long way to go, but on the balance of play, it was a fair result. So, guys, please let me know who was your man of the match. It can be even from Arsenal or even from Newcastle. Please put in your thoughts in the comment section, and I would be bringing you a lot of content, not just from the Premier League, but from the world of football. So, if please stay tuned and subscribe to my channel, like my video, and until next time, stay safe and take care.